What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. Today is Friday, and I'm doing a YouTube video while walking. Normally, this YouTube video would probably be due at an actual location. It probably would be done in the backyard, but it rained like 24 hours ago, and plus, for the next 3 days, I will not be making no YouTube videos. So don't be thinking, oh, Alex is a coward and Alex punked out and he ain't made no videos. I got a job, and less than 24 hours from now, I'll be working from 3 o'clock to 11. That's an 8-hour shift. And then I have to turn around and go back Sunday and Monday. So that's 3 days in a row I'm going to be working at my new job. And I will not be able to make no YouTube videos. And they don't like or condone filmmaking in the work area. Even if I go 4 or 5 blocks up the street and try to film, I can get stopped by the Orange County Police, I can get stopped by the Fullerton Police, or the Anaheim Police. So there's like 3 different police departments in a 8-block area. And any one of them can come up and stop me from filmmaking. They don't tolerate that. So there won't be no filmmaking for those 3 days. Tuesday or Wednesday or even Friday, I can actually start back up making videos. Plus, I have to talk to my boss because they might make me a new work schedule every single week. And when you are new at your new job, you don't really get to pick your working schedule. They pick your working schedule, which is unpredictable. And you won't know which days I work next week. Because they could straight out, if they wanted to, they could straight out say, oh, we could give you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. Oh, no, let's make you come back Thursday. So you may never know. A day where I might make a video might be a day where I get called into work. A day where you expect me to get called into work would be a day off. Just like my last job when I was working at the Grove, the same exact scenario. So don't get too happy and excited, and then you be like, man, and then it repeats itself 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or a month, or 2 to 3 months. It's going to be a period where that's going to happen. Now, today's YouTube video is called Sex Game, Television and Film versus Anime. This is part 3 in my video series. I said I was going to make 4 videos, and I'm going to stick to that. You're going to get 4 videos in this series documentary on my YouTube channel. Now, it's not that anime is bad. Anime is in the same situation as the video games. A lot of people just don't understand anime. You know, your average viewer who go to the movies to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to go see movies like Captain America, you know, First Avenger, Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor. And we know Thor Dark World's not a very good critical received film, but there's three movies of Captain America, 3 films of Thor, 3 films of Iron Man. There's the Hulk and there's the Avenger films. And then there are movies like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Ant-Man. For an example, there's all the other superhero movies. Same thing with DC. A lot of people are familiar with DC. You know, you got Superman, you got Batman, Wonder Woman. You've got Aquaman. You know, you got Shazam. You got Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn. So people are familiar with Marvel and DC, even with the television shows. And you see anime, good true anime fans know these names of anime when I say them. There's Dragon Ball, there's Dragon Ball Z, there's Dragon Ball Super, there's Ronin Warriors, Sailor Moon, there's Gundam Wings, there's Cowboy Bebop, there's the Big O, the Outlaw Star, there's Robotech, there's Rodi Kenshin, there's One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, Pokemon, Digimon, and let me see what else we got, Goshu Hakusho. All of those are animes. Yes, those are all animes. And you see, the anime explosion didn't take place until the late 80s, early 90s. That's when it was at its absolute peak. You could go on any television channel and there would be some anime that you could watch. You know, for me as a kid, when I started to stray away from Marvel and DC, For me, it was Road and Warriors, Sailor Moon. And then, of course, I fell in love with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And I got exposed to other great animes like Speed Grappler, Dead Note, Attack on Titans. Those are all great kick-ass animes. And I know what a lot of the average anime fans are probably thinking about. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When are these animes going to ever get made into movies and television shows like all the Marvel and DC properties? It's not that Hollywood does not know how to do these movies. It's that the average audience does not understand the contents of the stories and the characters and the way they are advertised and presented. Like, you look at Dragon Ball, right? My dad tried to get me to explain to him on 4 different occasions the story of Dragon Ball. Just trying to explain to your father the characters of Dragon Ball is confusing. I try to explain to him there's 7 magic balls that contain magic. You can make any wish. And, his concept is so it's good versus evil. It's got martial arts in it. It's aliens with superpowers. That's all he understands of the story of Dragon Ball. He doesn't understand the contents of the story is they need the Dragon Balls to actually save the world if for some reason the Earth gets destroyed. And it's the same thing when I had all these girls have a crush on me. In 15 or 30 minutes, they were lost. They were confused. So if these people get confused of you trying to explain what Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z is, or you try to explain One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach to the average person, well, what do you think's going to happen if you make these in the movies and television shows and people are confused? And that's probably why these movies don't do any good. Like Dragon Ball Evolution's a prime example. The movie got made so fast that no one really was prepared to see Goku on the big screen. Like, they know it's Goku because of the anime, because of the action figures, the clothes. So by that chance, people knew who Goku was. But when you try to break down the content of the story, okay, it's a Saiyan survivor. He was a baby, a low-class Saiyan warrior. He got sent off into outer space. The planet exploded, and this old man taught him martial arts at the age of 6 because Grandpa Gohan's a martial arts master, and Goku thinks he's human. He thinks he's human with superpowers, who fights all these bad guys, meets people like Krillin, Chi-Chi and Bulma, and Yajirobe and Yamcha and Tien and Chaozu. He meets all these people, and these people realize he's alien with superpowers, but Goku thinks he's human. That is the general story of Dragon Ball. He looks at the full moon and transforms into a giant ape, and gets his tail cut off a total of 5 times, because they realize he's an alien with superpowers. Goku doesn't realize he's an alien with superpowers. He thinks he's like everyone else. He thinks he's human. So if you're going off the story of Dragon Ball, some people might understand the story. But when you try to get to Dragon Ball Z, now everyone gets confused because now you're introducing new characters where, okay, now it isn't just him fighting, he's got superpowers, and now it becomes aware that he realizes he's actually alien with superpowers, and he has a son, he's married, he's 24 years old, and then he fights all these other people, and then he finds out he can become Super Saiyan later. And when you try to explain that to the general audience, they're like doing this. What? Goku Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2? How many transformations this guy got? Like, imagine them trying to put all of that into a movie. Imagine they would have to make 5 movies of Dragon Ball just to explain this one concept called Super Saiyan. That would be hard to explain to the average moviegoer. Same thing if you try to make movies like Road and Warriors. The only way people could understand Road and Warriors is because if you look at the movie The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, people would understand Road and Warriors. Sailor Moon would probably be a little bit of a problem because it would probably be, you would have to, like, there's Charlie Angels and you would have to somehow make Sailor Moon be kind of like Charlie Angels, but then again not, because it's girls fighting demons and witches, and that would just confuse the hell out of everybody. I'm trying to explain to you. Now, you need somebody like a Kevin Feige, who's famous, worldwide acclaimed famous, for making the Marvel Cinematic Universe for what it is today. Without Kevin Feige, there would have never been no Iron Man. You would have never got 3 Iron Man films, 3 Captain America films, 3 Thor films. You would have never got no Avengers. You know, there would have never been no Avengers Age of Ultron. You would have never got Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, no Black Panther, no Ant-Man, no Ant-Man 2, no Doctor Strange. None of these characters would ever come into existence in movies if it wasn't for a guy named Kevin Feige who read comic books for 20 years. They laughed at Kevin Feige back in 95, 96 years old. Good luck with that concept of the Avengers. And fast forward 20 years later, they're now shocked that this guy's a multi-billionaire 10 times over, and he's making these movies faster than you can sit down and watch them. So that lets you know how big of a deal Kevin Feige is. You need someone like that who can come into the world of anime and understand what is Dragon Ball, what is Dragon Ball Z, you know, what is One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, what is Sailor Moon, what is Road Warriors and Gundam Wings. You need someone like that. You need someone that understands the style and the blend. So can anime actually be taken serious in Hollywood? The answer is yes. Just look at the movie called Battle Angel. That movie broke millions of dollars worldwide because who was there? Robert Rodriguez. You take someone like a Robert Rodriguez who did Battle Angel, you can get a Battle Angel 2, a Battle Angel 3. If you weren't going to do a Battle Angel 2 and 3, you could make a Battle Angel television show. Like, all you have to do is cast a younger actress to play her when she was a young girl, and then the transformation of her being a cybernetic being. So you could probably bring in 2 actresses that could play this one badass character. And you could kind of take the same elements of RoboCop and Terminator, and you got a television show of Battle Angel. And you could put it on the Sci-Fi Network. And people will watch Battle Angel because they know the movie. That's how you would probably do Battle Angel. So Battle Angel shows that if it's done proper, with the right producer, the right writer, the right director, the right screenwriter, the right art designer, you can do an actual movie. Like, imagine if you had someone like Quentin Tarantino who came in and directed a Dragon Ball movie. I mean, if you've seen movies like Bill Kill and Bill Q Volume 1, that would be perfect because he already understands the concept of martial arts. He understands the language. If you look at movies like Machete Kills and Machete Kills Again, Robert Rodriguez took the aspects of Star Wars for his Star Wars parody, and he understands the dimension of the superpowers. So you bring in someone like a Robert Rodriguez, a Quentin Tarantino as co-directors, co-producers, and you bring in that director who did Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift. You know who I'm talking about, that Japanese director who did Tokyo Drift. He did at least 2 or 3 films of Fast and Furious. I think his name is Justin Lin. There we go. That's the director who did Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. He did at least 2 or 3 films of Fast and Furious, and then he turned around and he directs Aquaman. That would be the director that you would get to do a Dragon Ball movie. And you would probably make 3 movies of Dragon Ball. First film is called Dragon Ball Chapter 1, Origins of the Rise of Goku. Chapter 2, Dragon Ball, Rise of the Saiyan, because it would explain his backstory in 2 movies. Chapter 3 would probably be them actually fighting the most dangerous villain in Dragon Ball Z. It would probably be them fighting Frieza. So you would probably make 3 movies if you get Justin Lin. But then you need someone who understands the mythology. And what other director that understands mythology? Peter Jackson. He directed Lord of the Rings, right? He gave you 3 live action films of Lord of the Rings. Then he gave us the Hobbits. Now, the Hobbits are not on the same level as Lord of the Rings, but he gave you 6 films of mythology, of magic and lore, of storytelling. And he showed you that these movies can make millions of dollars if done properly. Just imagine if you brought in Peter Jackson. That would be the guy that could help you bring a story of Dragon Ball Z. He could come in and help make Rodent Warriors come to life. You get someone like that. You need someone who understands the style, the tone, and have the appreciation for the characters. So Battle Angel shows that, yeah, Dragon Ball can be done much better. You could do that. If you didn't want to make Dragon Ball into a movie, you could just go the television route. You could actually literally go the television route with these characters if you didn't want them on the big screen. So I'm just trying to explain in this video that anime can actually get it. It's the fact that when you look at TV shows like Law and Order, it's got 20 seasons. Two of its best television shows are that's like 40 seasons, almost 5,000 episodes of Law and Order. And some animes, if you had a serious director, would be taken much serious. Like, think about it. You need somebody like a Kevin Feige that all he does is look at anime. You bring somebody like Kevin Feige, he's moved on to Star Wars. So if this guy does good with Marvel, and this guy goes into the world of Star Wars, and everybody likes Kevin Feige as executive producer, and they like his Star Wars, then somewhere in the future, Kevin Feige can kind of bring another guy that could probably do what? Go to the video games, get another guy, and have him do the anime. And I believe anime can probably be its own cinematic universe. Like, you can start off with Dragon Ball first, then work your way into Rodent Warriors and Sailor Moon as separate projects, and then later you introduce characters that would kind of be like the anime version of the Avengers. Like, you would bring in Bleach, you bring in One Piece, Naruto, then you bring in Goku, then you bring in Sailor Moon, then you bring in a character from Rodent Warriors, and then you bring those characters together, and it would be like the anime's version of the Avengers. But you start off giving them their own separate stories first, before just slapping them together and saying, ta-da, that's why I made this video. So, this video's, it's better than it was yesterday. So I just wanted to break down the video and explain from my point of view where I think things need to change. So anime can be taken serious. Just look at Battle Angel. Battle Angel shows that a movie can be done properly to its animated interpretation counterpart. Until then, peace.